Hello, everyone. Welcome to Quarantine Cast. I'm your host, Johnny Weiss, and we got Derek and Garrett.
Hey.
Wait a second.
Hi.
Yes.
What kind of introduction is that? By the way, I'm clean shaven today, everybody.
Oh, yeah, you look good.
I feel a sneeze coming on.
No.
Don't do that.
Don't do it.
I'll try to hold it in. You can't just say, here's Derek and Garrett. What?
Wait.
No.
Oh, mask up. Oh.
You're talking to a guy who has held in every sneeze
You
he's
said this to me
had
before.
since he was 12 years old.
And I don't believe it.
I don't release my sneezes.
Wow.
I've talked about this many times on the show, but just to reiterate, when I was a kid, I developed a habit of holding in my sneezes. Some might say it's a bad habit. I say it's a convenient habit. Don't have to use a tissue. Don't have to spray my nasal droplets all over everybody, especially in this time of COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all that aside, welcome to the Quarantine Cast. We promised you a guest this week. We have delivered.
We delivered.
Garrett Hunter.
Hello.
Our guest, host of the PPS, co-host of the Mega64 podcast.
Ooh.
And what's your other claim to fame?
AKA DJ disc jockey.
Oh yeah, world famous
dang.
disc jockey. This guy has played
World famous.
live shows. He's like, other than DJ AM,
Yeah.
who is dead.
Yeah.
RP.
I was gonna say, other than him, you're probably one of the top DJs. But
Yeah.
Thank you. I
he
appreciate
kicked the
that.
bucket over a decade ago. That may make you number one.
Yeah. Make way, I'm
Wait,
coming up.
DJ Snake is still alive. So you have to take on the Snake. That's it. Once you take on DJ Snake, you'll be the number one
DJ
DJ in the world.
Snake, not Randy Orton, but
Yeah.
take on DJ Snake.
So our
I guess.
guest today is Garrett. Johnny,
Thanks for having me, Johnny.
Yes.
and
you can
Rocco.
continue with your bit.
Okay. I just wanted to say, I feel like we've done a couple episodes of this, and we haven't really acknowledged where the virus came from, which is China. So we got words from the American Badass. He's got some anti-China words,
Okay.
and we just got to be pro-American. So
You know what's American? Catapulting foreign-made grills through the sky and shooting them down because they
Our mics are
stink.
hot, too.
If it's not made in America, like the Kid Rock American Badass grill, you don't want it. This is for all you hardworking American badasses.
This is what we think of made in China.
Get so many shots off before that thing hit the ground.
In your face, China.
So
What?
just shouts
Why
out to China.
I'm sorry.
Was that
Wait,
a Chinese barbecue?
Yeah, that
was there a Chinese
barbecue.
person in that barbecue?
Maybe.
Was there a picture of President Xi Jinping
Was there
in that
General
barbecue?
Tso's chicken in that barbecue?
Well, I don't know. He's making American grills. We just
Was that barbecue filled with Jackie Chan movies
It might have been
or something?
If you did notice, it exploded like a VFX. So there might have
Wow.
been some cool things in there.
I think Kid Rock has been watching Rocco's personal channel video
Yeah.
a little too much. That was like a call out to ISIS.
Yeah.
If Kid Rock had dueling lightsabers and then chopped that thing up, Rocco would have had grounds to sue.
Yeah.
I think. Shouts out to our Mega 64 cohort.
I
Rocco,
think
buddy.
the kid, Derek, he's hanging out with Ted Nugent too much.
Yeah.
That's some Nugent behavior.
Can I say, I used to love Kid Rock when I was young. I fucking worship this guy. Can I
Yeah.
curse? Is
Yeah,
that okay?
I don't care.
Sure.
And I wasn't aware of his politics, or maybe he wasn't aware of his politics, because I feel like there was a shift, a divide at some point between me and the kid, where I felt like he went this way and I went another way.
He got older.
We used to be fully aligned on the same page, and we no longer are. I was down with Ball with the Ball. I was down with American Badass.
Yeah.
You know where he lost me? Cowboy. I want
Really?
to be a cowboy, baby.
Yeah, too
Riding
country.
out west where the sun shines shining. It just left a bad taste in my mouth. It's downhill from that
I had to
point
do so many mental gymnastics to figure out how to connect that to COVID. So I don't know if I fucked that up, but I really wanted to show you guys that. I found that today, and I was
Oh,
like,
that
"What
was
the
nice.
fuck?"
Our president, he referred to
Yeah.
it as the Kung Flu, I believe,
Kung flu
and
Yeah,
the
he did.
China virus.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how that was connected to COVID, and you just answered my question. It's not.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
you
our,
just-
that was our
taking down
US
China, dude.
president saying
Garrett,
that stuff.
what are you? Did you ever have a connection with Kid Rock? You
My
ever down with Kid
dad
Rock?
went through a Kid Rock phase that I thought was really funny because it was around the time of Cowboy. See, I think he went from rock and rap more to country music in that era.
Yeah.
And then he would do some covers of some like old Hank Williams stuff and everything. And I think that's when like my dad was like, hey, this Kid Rock guy's all right. So it was around 2003, 4, like when I had moved out of my parents' place. I had noticed when I'd come around to visit, like my dad had a collection of Kid Rock CDs.
So he kind of changed from Kid Rock to adult rock.
To adult, and that's when my pops got into him.
Okay.
So
Yeah, my mom got really into him when he did that song "When We Were Smoking Funny Things." That fucking song.
yes, see, because that's basically
I
like
don't
a
even know
rip off
that
of whatever that other country music.
Yeah,
song
it was
is.
like a duet with someone else or like a feature. I don't remember.
I
who
think
it
that's
was.
after my Kid Rock fandom had ended.
yeah.
But
He sampled "Sweet Home Alabama."
yeah.
Oh,
It's basically the whole melody of "Sweet Home Alabama."
He probably paid for it, but yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that Kid Rock update with us,
Yeah,
Johnny.
thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Now we
Johnny.
know he's no longer making music. He's destroying barbecues.
American.
Welcome to the COVID cast, everybody. Quarantine cast. Whatever you want to call it. Theme song.
As the earth is carbon bombed by poisons, I keep it safe, I keep it clean, I keep it here inside with Mega64antine.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
We're back.
Yeah.
We'll let that in later. So, this is the Quarantine Cast. This is our podcast where we talk about all things going on in the world, especially during this pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
California is in lockdown, ladies and gentlemen.
We're locked up.
We're raging in lockdown.
And yet nobody is following the orders.
No.
So that's where it stands. The government told everybody to stay home. Everybody said, fuck that. We're going to keep on doing what we're doing.
Yeah. Pretty much.
What are you doing at home? Leave a comment. Are you in California? Are you locked down? Do you think it's bullshit? What do you guys think about the lockdown? So, just to catch everybody up, last week we all got like an emergency text message
Yeah.
from the state saying California was going to be entering into a state of lockdown, once again returning to a stay-at-home order, supposedly as it was back in March when this first started. 4 weeks to flatten the curve, if you may remember. You remember that shit?
Yeah. I was given an exemption note from work, not our work here at Mega64, but my other work. I didn't get one again this time. I think they're just like, we know you're going to still keep coming into work.
Huh.
You're essential. Construction is still essential.
Back in when this first started, like when lockdown started easing, I
Yeah.
think Rocco once said that no one would go back to it if they put it back in place. And when he said to me, I was like, I don't believe that. I feel like we'll all be good about it. And it's wild to just see it happening. Like no one really cares.
I absolutely agree.
And it bums me out.
I went to Starbucks today. It was
too.
packed, so Starbucks is essential. I
Yeah.
was, Best Buy is apparently essential because they sell refrigerators. I don't know.
The bar down the street from us is full indoor seating, not outdoor patio bar.
They're
dining.
just
Yeah.
in full violation.
It's just
of the
full.
stay-at-home
No
order.
one's enforcing it, so they just go fuck it.
That
The
bar is
stay-at-home
full of American
order.
badasses.
Yeah.
By the way, the
Kid Rock
stay-at-home order,
barking.
it only worked the first time because the whole world was shitting their pants.
Yeah, we were all scared.
Yeah.
Nobody knew what the fuck was going on. So when the government said, hey, don't leave your house for 4 weeks, we were like, hell yeah, that sounds awesome. 10 months later, we're ready to get out of our house. We're all going stir crazy. So when the government says, hey, stay at home for 4 weeks, we were like, no, we tried that. It didn't work.
We know you're not gonna
we ain't
pay
gonna do
us.
that again.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's where it stands. That being said, I think everybody out there blew off the stay-at-home order so hard, they didn't even bother reading the stay-at-home order.
Yeah.
They don't even know what the order says or what they are or are not allowed to do.
Yeah.
I didn't read it until this morning, and I thought maybe it'd be a good chance to pull it up on this show and we just review the facts
Please.
with everybody. So,
Yeah, because I don't know.
Let me go grab my phone. It's right over here.
I didn't even get the text. You guys got a text?
I got a text, but it was weird. Like, I was texting with my girlfriend, and she was just like, I was like, oh, LA County's shutting down. And she was like, what do you mean? They've been so vague about this. Like, it's been handled very strangely.
I feel like LA, they might be enforcing it in certain areas, and you got like neighbors narking on each other. But in San Diego, it just seems like a Wild West still.
Yeah, we don't care at all here. It's really scary.
It's a very military Republican town, San Diego.
Yeah. And like when I do see mass, it's always the nose is always out.
Hold on.
What does the stay-at-home order say, Derek?
I emailed it to myself, but now my internet is dead.
Oh,
Keep
shit.
vamping, you guys. Keep
I
vamping.
got some
I'll pull it
stuff
up.
to show if you wanna.
Yeah, Johnny pulled a lot of cool
Yeah.
stuff for today's show.
Not
just Kid Rock.
Yeah. I did want to show you guys this because it blew my fucking mind. You know how like malls do like those little kiosks and stuff? Like in the middle of the
in the
mall?
middle.
Yeah, well, I mean the mall must be dying faster
it
than I
is.
thought it was because we got I don't know if you guys can see it here, but we got a COVID themed store. It says COVID-19 and it says like make your face masks and everything. Like this is in a mall.
I went to a suburban mall today and just
And yeah, it says
It was open?
COVID-19.
COVID-19.
Like this is a COVID themed store. Like you know how all those stores are empty? Like this looks like it was originally like a Hot Topic or something.
And it's
Also,
like
they're selling masks and PPE.
Yeah.
You know what? I respect this.
hand sanitizer. Respect.
We live in a capitalist society, love it or hate it. That dude or dudette,
Yeah.
whoever they are, they're trying to make a buck
Yeah.
quickly, and that's pretty smart.
The branding
And,
just
you know,
cracks me up.
Yeah,
though.
they poured a lot of money into that. So clearly they're in it for the short term and they're going hard. Kudos to them.
COVID-19
Yeah.
brand.
That's some true American entrepreneurship right there. Nothing but respect.
I've been singing on that for days. Like I wanted to show you that like all week, but I was like, I need to say it.
I want to go into business with that person. Whatever their next idea is, that person is quick to the trigger. And I like having a gunman like that at my side. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Whatever the hot new trend is, they're going to be on it. I bet they used all their fidget spinner money to set up the COVID shop.
Sure.
I bet it costs like nothing to open a store in a mall right now.
Oh, they would die for your business.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real estate for those little booth rentals has got to be so low.
We should do that. We should like
Merch?
rent a store.
Yeah, but who's going to the mall? You guys, so you
Do
were
a
in the
pop-up
mall.
Mega64 store?
Yeah, get a little kiosk in a mall.
Yeah, that's essential. All right.
For Christmas, like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm 100% online. My shopping last year was pretty much already that. But I can't imagine going to a retail outlet for Christmas stuff this year.
I wonder, like, I mean, every time I've gone to Target, it's been like 9 o'clock and it's been completely empty. So
Oh, that's
Let
right.
me, I got the stay at
Oh,
home
yeah,
order
yeah.
here, everybody. Welcome to Quarantine Cast 2020. California has been issued the following order from the California Department of Public Health. We're going to go over, first, they have a justification for why they are issuing the stay at home order.
Oh,
okay.
And then they tell you what the rules are. So let's hear, forget the justification. Let's just get down to the rules.
Yeah,
Okay.
rule me, daddy.
So
Rule number
here
one.
we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Do not talk about COVID-19.
Dude.
All gatherings with members of other households are prohibited in the region, except as expressly permitted herein.
Can we play a game where we see how many we're breaking right now?
Sure.
Yeah.
So
all right.
we're
Yeah.
breaking that
show
one.
fingers because
All
I
gatherings with members of other households are prohibited.
Yeah, we're breaking that one.
broke that one this morning.
All individuals living in the region, and this is California, shall stay at home or at their place of residence except as necessary to conduct activities associated with the operation, maintenance, or usage of critical infrastructure as required by law or specifically permitted in this order.
Yeah, we're definitely breaking that.
Okay, so here we go. Worship and political expression are permitted outdoors consistent with existing guidance for those activities. So you can't mix with people from other households except when you're at church or protesting the government.
Did they say it had to be outside though, or is
You
it-
have to be outdoors.
out tent
Worship
style.
and political expression. And they didn't even specify religious worship. So I could be
Yeah.
worshiping a hot dog or, a juicy ass.
Dude, Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Hey, sir, what are you doing out here? I'm worshiping that ass.
Yeah.
That's specifically
I'm
within the
licking
stay-at-home order.
I'm licking boots.
because the worship is not specified, just as worshiping.
I like the way you say worship.
That worship that ass.
Worship that ass. He says it like he's from Philly.
Yeah.
Critical infrastructure sectors may operate and must continue to modify operations. So if you're critical, if you're essential, you can go in.
I guess the construction job counts, so I'm still not breaking that one.
Guidance related to schools remain in effect and unchanged. Accordingly, when this order takes effect, schools that have been previously reopened for in-person instruction may remain open, and schools may continue to bring students back for in-person instruction. Schools can stay open.
Okay.
So don't mix with people from other households, except when you're sending your kids to school with them, or to church, or to the defund the police rally.
Their rules are already putting so many holes in their plan.
Yeah,
I feel like we're on like Glenn Beck's podcast right now.
we're just. This is
These rules are ridiculous.
Yeah, I shouldn't pass commentary. I'm just reading the rule.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy of some of these rules.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I've only broke one.
In order to reduce congestion and resulting increase in risk of transmission of COVID-19, in critical infrastructure retailers, all retailers may operate indoors at no more than 20% capacity and must follow guidance for retailers.
That one's interesting to me just because I feel like none of the big box stores have been
Operating at at 20%.
Yeah, they've been full capacity.
Yeah. I
Here,
tend to
but
go
I
to
don't know in LA.
places like you said, Johnny, later at night.
Yeah.
And it is a little slower. But earlier this week, just gathering supplies for some Mega 64 filming, I was in a couple stores that I was scared of just because of how crowded they were.
Oh yeah.
Filled.
Oh,
so no
yeah,
one's
I definitely have
no
been
one's
in
doing
stores.
capacity.
And, we'll talk about this after we talk about the stay-at-home order. But all week, I've been going to stores feeling very at risk.
Yeah.
And I know people personally who have been getting the virus, so it feels like it's circling the drain, getting closer and closer.
It's zooming in on you.
It's coming closer to home. But the rules say they have to operate at 20% capacity. We're almost to the end here.
Yeah.
To promote and protect physical and mental well-being of people in California, outdoor recreation facilities may continue to operate, so parks and recreation facilities will stay open.
That's for mental health, they said?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're allowed to go outside.
So that's
Nothing in
good.
this order prevents any number of persons from the same household from leaving their residence, lodging, or temporary accommodation as long as they do not engage in any interaction with any number of persons from any other household except as specifically permitted herein. So we're breaking that rule right now.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I think I'm only breaking one, which is basically, like my other job is considered essential, but this one, I say for the well-being, we have to promote and make content
And it
for,
says
for people's mental health out there.
yeah, it's essential. I agree.
Exactly.
And it says the terms of this order shall remain in place for at least 3 weeks from the date the order takes effect, which is December 5th. So those are all the rules of the order. I will backtrack and read the justification in a moment, but what do you guys think about that?
I just want to say real quick, there's some glitter over Garrett. So just
Gary Glitter.
Garrett's
That
got
could
some
be
glitter. He's glittering.
particles. That
Garrett
could be
glitter.
COVID particulate that we're
Yeah,
doing.
that's all all COVID,
VFX.
dude.
Yeah, that's viral droplets. Right
See, you
there.
guys are 6 feet apart,
Yeah.
but this I have to stay, 20 feet apart.
I wanted to say real quick, I hate that they insisted that being able to go outside is like their way of helping with mental health. I wish the state would instead, supply people with free therapy or something along the lines of that, like Zoom calls with therapists. I think
Yeah, they're like go outside.
they're like go outside. I don't like that they said for mental
Well,
health.
Going outside is good for your mental
Oh yeah, but I just
Vitamin
wish they would,
D. Good for your immune system too.
actually,
So they're just
give help.
saying, the parks are still open for people who want it. Like so many people were like bitching, like, I can't get exercise. I haven't walked anywhere. My kids are trying to off themselves because they can't get exercise. So they're saying, well, the parks are open. All right, go.
Parks are open, yeah.
Go run a lap and
Fly a kite.
put the bottle down.
Fly a kite and feel better.
Okay, so those are a lot of rules that some people say like those are bullshit or hypocritical or whatever. And, we're up here making jokes about it too.
Yeah.
But it is a serious situation when you think about what it would take for the state to say, hey, you know what? We are going to try to shut this shit down. Knowing full well we'll probably fail. We're going to try to anyways. Things have got to be pretty bad. This is what they say the situation is. The state, like the nation, continues to record an unprecedented surge in the level of community spread of COVID-19. California implemented an accelerated application of the blueprint framework metrics on November 16th and a limited stay-at-home order issued on November 19th. However, in the interim, the number of new cases per day has increased by over 112%, from 8,743 infections to 18,588. The rate of rise of new cases per day continues to increase dramatically. The number of new hospital admissions has increased from 777 on November 15th to 1,651 on December 2nd. And because of the lag between case identification and hospitalizations, we can only expect these numbers to increase.
They're running out of beds.
What?
They're running out of beds
They
again.
are.
Yeah.
Current projections show that without additional intervention to slow the spread of COVID-19, the number of available intensive care unit beds in the state of California will be at capacity in mid-December. That's a week from today. This is a sign that the rate of rise in cases, if it continues, is at risk of overwhelming the ability of California hospitals to deliver healthcare to its residents suffering from COVID-19 and other illnesses requiring hospital care. ICU beds are critical for individuals who need the most advanced support and care, and the ability to add additional ICU capacity is limited by the lack of available beds, nurses, and physicians as a result of the nationwide surge in hospitalizations. Because of the rate of increase in new cases to escalate and threaten to overwhelm the state's hospital system, further aggressive action is necessary to respond to the quickly evolving situation. While vaccines are a promising future intervention, they are not available to address the immediate risk to healthcare delivery in the current surge. And therefore, they have issued the following stay-at-home order, which we just read the rules of.
That's the reason.
So there you go. So according to the state, shit's getting too fucking wild for them to handle.
I looked at the states that had the highest death rates right now, and it was like Texas, California. Like that,
Really?
we elapse everyone by a lot. But
California has a huge population.
Oh, yeah.
We have several densely populated cities,
yeah,
and it's the virus has hit rapid out of control spread. We are like living hypocrites right now, having a podcast complaining about how dangerous it is while we're openly violating the stay-at-home
We're
order.
hoping we don't end up in some semi-freezer truck behind a funeral parlor.
The hypocrisy doesn't escape me. I think everybody in the room is aware of the situation.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's a
Well, we
fucked up
take our
situation.
precautions.
It is what it is. We're here in the middle of it trying to sort it all out.
And we are taking our precautions. You know, when we're not on camera, we're always masked up.
yeah.
We're not in single office rooms with each other. We're like spread out in the main warehouse here, or, pretty much
Now,
isolated.
I will say, I had a COVID test 2 days ago. I tested negative.
Yeah.
It was a rapid result COVID test. It was the third COVID test I had taken in 2 weeks. I took 2 COVID tests the week before.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are doing a film shoot here that required people to get COVID tested. And then I mentioned on the other podcast that I got cast in a local commercial.
Oh yeah,
Congrats.
And they needed me to be rapid result COVID tested so that I could be on set with everybody else who was also rapid result COVID tested. It was a fun shoot. It was a great experience. But about a week later, I was sitting next to Johnny when I got an email saying, hey,
Oh yeah.
somebody from that set tested positive for COVID.
From the commercial.
Yeah, from the set you were on. And it was my agent being like, we're sorry to deliver this bad news to you, but this sucks and it is what it is.
You take chance and
At that point, it had been 9 days since my shoot. And so, there was some debate whether the person, and I don't know who they were, but whether the person who had tested was actually even infected when I shared the room with them. It was confusing.
yeah.
So I just went out and got an instant result COVID test. And
Just better safe than sorry.
Yeah, better safe than sorry. Tested negative.
You
But that was just an example. Like, that is the closest I've personally come to a scare where it was like,
Yeah.
hey, you were in the room. You thought it was safe. Everybody there was tested, but somebody now has it a week later.
Yeah.
I feel like I dodged a bullet.
yeah.
I do. I feel like I dodged a bullet. And other people in my family have tested positive. Extended family, not people that I'm very close with. Some friends of mine, it's getting closer and closer every day.
I dodged a bullet similar to you, Derek, at my other work, where it was something like that, where they let us know, hey, someone who was here yesterday was, COVID positive. But they do this thing, and I think they did the same thing with your film shoot. They won't tell you who it was, right? They just say someone on the set was positive.
They'll just tell me who it wasn't.
Yeah. Okay. So same thing. They're like, we can't say who it was, and I'm looking around like, hey, please say who it was. I want to know if I had a conversation in the bathroom with this person. I want to know if this person came into my office and had a conversation with me, within 6 feet, but masked up. Like, how exposed was I? But they don't tell you that, which I think is bullshit because it's really not that effective.
Well, I don't know, because I think that the risk of being discriminated against because you have COVID is significant.
Sure.
So I think legally,
I think you should be discriminated against if you fucking got it. I want to discriminate and not be around you.
that's exactly why they can't tell anybody, Garrett.
But it's
people
my
like
life.
you.
It's what's better, being discriminating against someone who might infect you or dying of a lung fucking shutdown because of my asthma.
Honestly, the way I feel about it is it's everybody's personal responsibility to make sure that they don't get infected.
Sure.
And you can't blame somebody else if you get infected because it's on you.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like I don't know. I just feel like, what are you gonna do if you do get infected? You gonna be mad at the person who gave it to you? Like, that's not gonna take away the COVID.
No.
At that point, being mad at that person it's going to be too late to do anything about having COVID. So be preemptively mad, be preemptively suspicious of people, like hold people accountable before you get COVID, take the responsibility onto yourself. Don't just say like, well, if I get it, I'm going to be fucking pissed off at that person, because that's not going to stop you from getting it.
I'll be pissed off for like a day. It depends on how, like, if the person who gave it to me was like going to bars and stuff, I'd be like, fuck you. I'd be like really angry. If it was someone who just like went to Target and got it, and they weren't really going to Target every day, like they just like happened to get it and gave it to me, I would.
Yeah, but you don't even know. Like,
yeah,
did they get it at Target? Did they get it at the In-N-Out drive-in?
Yeah, if it's something like
grocery,
inconsequential like that.
What I hear, and this is why they can't reveal who has it.
Yeah,
you say the person who gave it to me, and that is the thought and mindset that leads to bad things. That leads to blaming people. And that's why I say the mindset should be like, I don't want to get COVID. It's not that somebody's going to give it to me. It's that I'm not going to get it, or I am going to get it. Because also, you may know that a coworker has COVID, but that still might not be how you got it. Right?
That's true.
And then you might blame that person, even though I'll tell you what, I heard a story about my friend's coworker's husband contracted COVID. Yeah. Because they work at a school and they like have to be close to the sewage of the school, as disgusting as that sounds.
Oh yeah. Right.
And
like
they
janitor?
were saying
Sewage.
like, I got it, but I wasn't next to anybody who was infected. I didn't speak to anybody. So they can only assume, and the doctors can only presume, that they contracted it by being so close to infected sewage, which reports have said COVID does travel through poop, right? So you could get it all sorts of ways, and then you'd be blaming somebody unfairly just because you know that they got it. That's the kind of discrimination we want to avoid.
And what was told to me also was like, hey, look around and notice who isn't here today. Yeah. There you go. And I was like, all right.
That's probably not legal to say that too.
But I was looking around. I was like, I don't fucking pay that close of attention. Like, I don't know who was and wasn't here yesterday.
Aren't here today. On my thing, they were like, we can't say who said it, who had it, but I'll tell you, it wasn't the sound person. It wasn't the producer.
Yeah.
They didn't name everybody, but they were kind of I think they were trying to covertly alert certain people without naming names. Like, if this rings any bells to you, maybe you should be extra cautious.
Yeah, stay inside for the next 2-3 days.
Long story short, I just ran out and got tested instantly. I mean, as quickly as possible, and it came back negative. So thankfully, I'm I feel okay today.
I had my first test when you mentioned earlier about a film shoot where we had a lot of people and our whole Mega64 crew get tested. That was my first test.
Yeah, me
And
too.
That was my second.
It was very along the lines, like simple. Everything I had heard about a test, it was run of the mill, no problem, and pretty fast 2-day response. Your rapid response was like same day.
Same day. They were both the same test.
Wow.
The long response one, I went to a clinic at the local college, university.
Same. Yeah.
And yeah, we walked in. It was a socially distanced line. I had a mask on, and then I went to like a private area with a person, I don't know, a testing nurse.
Yeah,
or
we got to
something.
swab ourselves in front of the nurse.
They explained the whole process, and they're like, here you go, 15 seconds in each nose. Excuse me, I burped.
Wow.
On the podcast. It's so, I can't believe I passed gas on camera.
Dude, this is like
On microphone. We don't have a burp button here.
no.
Cough button.
It's
But I think
just-
this is Mega 64 history. Have you
goes
ever
out.
done that before?
I'm sure I have.
Okay.
Not proud of it though. Anyways, the instant result place I went to was a drive-through where you roll down your window and they do it for you. It's the same test, but they're way rougher with your nostrils. And I was
Yeah.
telling these guys, like, my nostrils feel fucked up after getting 2 tests in one day. Like, I feel like somebody else shoved big fingers in my nose. Like, it's sore and stretched out.
Wow.
But, you know, it is what it is. It's not like months ago when they were describing going into the back of the brain.
It was never as bad as I heard people describe. It was always run of the mill.
Yeah. Well, Derek, you're always holding in your sneezes, and they're going into your brain, so you probably had like a layer of protective sneeze dust.
Yeah. The test probably wasn't so hard because I have all that scar tissue
Yeah.
From holding them
in
in.
my sneezes.
Yeah, dude.
Where do they go? Do they go into your stomach? Like,
yeah.
do you eat them?
Your stomach.
I don't know what even is a sneeze. What's in there and
It's
what is
energy,
coming out? It's
right?
energy. Honestly, I don't want to release that energy because
No, don't waste it.
Yeah.
Keep it in and hold it in your like
it
chi.
makes my ejaculations stronger.
He could push ropes across the room
I
if
can
he
tell
holds
you.
a sneeze.
You can push ropes
Yeah.
across the room.
I can mount a bowling ball and score a strike.
Wow,
That's all I'm going to say. This is so disgusting.
it's a strong
I'm sorry.
convulsion.
This is not the Mega 64 podcast. This
Yeah.
is not disgusting toilet humor time. This is a politically woke and engaging show.
Speaking of politically woke, I have a clip
Okay,
Okay,
great. Yeah.
What do you got, Johnny?
from our good friend Geraldo Rivera.
I think I had an idea, when with the world so divided and everybody, telling him he's got to give up and time to leave and time to transition and all the rest of it. Why not name the vaccine the Trump? Make it like, have you gotten your Trump yet? No, it would be a nice gesture to him. And years from now, it would become just a kind of a generic name. Have you got your Trump yet? Oh, yeah, I got my Trump. I'm fine.
What a fucking.
Have you guys gotten your Trump
ass
today?
suck.
This guy is so fucking Trump cucked.
Pull your
He
tongue.
literally wants anything that he could stick into his body to be named after Donald Trump.
I liked when
Oh my God.
Geraldo was taking.
Geraldo Riviera is a fucking insult and a disgrace to brown people everywhere.
I love that he.
This dude is supposedly Puerto Rican like me,
He's got a mustache.
and he has a mustache like me.
Well, not right now. But
And I used to love Geraldo. You remember when he used to get KKK guys to fight
Yeah.
on his show, and he opened up Al Capone's vault.
The
He used to
vault
do cool
is
shit.
history.
Now he's just on Trump's nuts.
I love that he wanted to
So
change
hard.
change the word vaccine. Not even the name of the vaccine. He was like, just change it to Trump.
Have you
I've
got,
got my
your
Trump.
Trump yet?
That's Yeah, I don't.
I'm sorry. That caught
I'm
me off
crying.
guard. I never saw that clip. I should keep it cool.
Geraldo lost it when he was texting or tweeting photos of himself naked in his
Oh yeah,
mirror.
those are amazing.
Yeah, let's
Where you just
show
see
that
pubic
clip,
hair?
please.
I don't have it, but I can
It's
put it up here.
it's like pubes and above of
Yeah.
old wrinkly man chest.
And he was like, you just turned 50 or something,
just
right?
turned
What-
50. It's
what-
like you're not jacked, dude. You're just not fat. It's not impressive.
Oh
You're
my
just a
God.
50-year-old who's not totally out of shape,
Have you
but
got
it's
your
nothing to
Trump
write
yet?
home about.
It would be a nice gesture to him.
I can't wait to get my Trump.
That's like what you say about your grandpa who's in the hospital. It would be a nice gesture to name something after him. years from now, we could say, "Did you get your Grandpa Johnny yet?"
Yeah.
You
But
know,
these
and we could-
vaccines, they were all in operation for the SARS outbreak previously, right? And then they just kind of tweaked them to make them work for coronavirus.
I think
I
a
don't
little
know.
bit. Not
From
like
what I
fully.
understood is the AstraZeneca one
Yeah.
and the Pfizer one
Yeah.
were both mRNA vaccines being researched for the previous SARS outbreak, which is a type of coronavirus.
Yeah, they had like the start of all the
Right.
information. Like they knew it wasn't like they were starting from nothing, which is
So
was
I think we
great.
should call it the Obama.
Yeah.
Did you guys get your Obama yet? Because these viruses were well into production in the last
You know,
term.
what's so shitty about that is we don't need to
Wouldn't it be a nice gesture?
politicize
Exactly.
everything.
Oh yeah.
Even though I love politicizing everything as a joke, this dude is on the news legitimately suggesting this stuff unironically. He's not like doing a comedy bit like the stupid shit I say all the time on this podcast. This guy's in full earnest, 100% honest opinion that it should be named after a president.
Yeah, just like even if like just to make it apolitical for a second, even if like Anderson Cooper came on the air and said we should call this the Biden, I would have played that clip regardless.
Yeah,
Like,
because it's just so dumb.
it's so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
To name the vaccine after any person on
Yeah.
Earth, regardless of whether they're like, we should name the vaccine the Superman, because then it would be like like a superhero defeating a villain.
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid. It's medicine.
Yeah.
Just give it a fucking medicine name.
They're going to call it whatever the highest bidder is. It's going to be called the Pfizer
Yeah,
fix.
didn't
or
Dolly
the,
Parton pay $1 million
Yeah.
to make this thing?
Dude.
Call it the Dolly.
Call it the Martin Scorelli.
Maybe
Remember
we'll
when he was
get that
trying to get
Wu-Tang
out
album.
of jail to help with COVID? Do you guys remember that?
They let him out?
out.
No, they didn't. But he
Oh.
tried to. He was like, I could help.
No, just give me that Wu-Tang album.
Yeah.
And I'll
That's
think
all we
about letting
want.
You out.
All we want is that album. We don't care about anything else, Martin.
All right, Johnny, what other video you got for us here?
Oh, okay. This is a long one, so feel free to tell me to turn it off
All right.
at any point.
Slow burn. Here we go.
But this is a full-on 6-minute mask rant.
Okay, they rant and we will rant back.
Oh, it's
All
Karen.
right, this is just going to be a little bit of a rant.
First of all, she doesn't even have a mask.
Yeah.
They're mandating masks in Florida
Is she driving?
July when it's 97 degrees outside.
Oh,
The
shit.
real feel is 108. You're telling us we got to wear a mask?
Yeah.
For what?
Disease.
Phantom virus?
Phantom virus.
I'll go out on a
Pick your
limb
nose
here
on
and
your
just
nose.
say
She's drunk.
a couple weeks ago, someone really close to me
driving?
I was exposed to, gave him a hug, talked to him, blah, blah, blah. The next day, they came down with it, got really sick. His wife and kids went and got tested. They didn't have it. His parents, who they had just seen the day before, got tested, didn't have it. I went and got tested, didn't have it.
Doubt that.
She definitely has COVID.
Doubt she
Phantom.
got that.
So, if it's so freaking contagious,
She looks like
how
she's been
did
crying.
7 people not get it? Not one person out of 7
I don't trust anyone who has multiple
contracted it
pieces of
from this
triple
guy
A.
who got
supposedly
really sick.
15 million people in America have COVID-19, but how did 7 people not get
Right.
it?
Dude.
They're lucky 7, dude.
Okay. It's July.
July.
Oh, so this is an old video.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways,
I went and
I'm
got
sorry.
tested
I'm not trying to
for a
scream
phantom
your
virus.
guys' ears off.
It's too hot in Florida,
This
guys.
is the most stupid, asinine,
Most
and if you
stupid.
believe this,
This is 6 minutes,
crap,
so whenever you guys want
do
to turn this
some
off.
We're
research
only like 1 minute
for
in.
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
Turn off the freaking TV
Do alternate
and take
research.
15 minutes
I'd take a little
to
more
look
than
some
that.
stuff up. Look up
15
the
minutes.
stats. The death
Dude,
rate.
she's so easily
0.06.
manipulated. Like,
That's less lethal than the flu.
Dude.
That
It's
death rate
killed
is not-
100,000
Swipe
people
right.
That's okay.
since November of last year. 8,000 people die a day
She
in
looks like she
America
definitely took, like, a bomb
from
hit
a
before recording
plethora
this
of
video.
other things.
it's Florida, dude. They're benzos. She's
Oh,
on, like, the Oxycontin Express.
She's
I
thinking of
mean,
the next point.
seriously, masks in the middle of summer?
Yeah.
I
Come
mean,
on.
seriously.
And I am not. I
Surely you cannot be
refuse
serious.
to wear
Fashion
one.
reasons
There's not a
aside,
fine
it's so hot.
associated
Yeah.
with not wearing one yet. And if I have to spend a night in the slammer for my rights, I will gladly do so.
Lock her up.
But that's the thing. No one's. Why is she?
But this is
worried? No one
ridiculous.
enforces
People,
it.
look up the stats for yourself. Look up the stats.
I'm just really
Just
concerned.
in
she's driving.
America, the death rate, how New York systemically murdered their old people,
Well,
Everybody in New York.
how they're
New York?
trying to push the second wave of coronavirus, and
No,
you know,
so I don't know if she
the
says
people
fucked
who
up shit.
protest to go out to work, they're spreading
She's
it.
talking about the
You know,
virus
but the
outbreak.
protesters going out, burning stuff to the ground, beating old men who are trying to pray in the street.
I tuned out.
They're
for a second.
fine.
Is this still about
There's
I don't
actually
know.
artists
I might have
that
to turn
said
it off.
they're
I think this took like a
helping it go
BLM
away.
turn.
yeah. All right. I'm gonna call you here.
No, keep going.
Okay.
I'm in for the long
You have to be a moron to believe this stuff. No offense.
not
No offense. But you're a moron if you believe this stuff
fair enough.
blindly.
I think she has a Sublime
If you
song.
believe it blindly, you're just
She don't practice
go on,
Santeria.
go online and look
qualifies
up
this
the
with
stats.
believing it
Look up
blind.
what's really
She
going
ain't
on.
going
Look at
nowhere,
how
no
wearing a
mask.
mask drops your blood oxygen level so low that
This
it will
is
make
the
you
most
get sick.
Crazy shit I
That
love
wearing a
from the
mask
Karen
is like a
rants
petri
is
dish
that
on
how
your
they're
face.
getting dangerous levels of CO2 in their blood.
Oh yeah. This is
Her
what
mask is
Facebook
like
does
wearing
to
a
you.
petri dish on her face. It's just catching what she exhales.
Seriously though,
It was
look
already
up this
in
stuff
your
for yourself
fucking body,
before
bitch.
you
Yeah,
turn
dude,
off
you're
your
probably just
TV.
getting drunk off the
Turn off these
tequila
talking
fumes.
heads. Blah, 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 coronavirus, coronavirus, coronavirus.
Turn off
it's
the
a
roll,
phantom virus.
Sorry, it was
All
a
right.
little loud.
More people have died of the flu. More people have drowned.
What? Where?
More people have
Car
drowned.
wrecks.
Dude.
Doctor Error.
I legitimately believe
We're
she
not
is
telling
drunk.
people. We're not
Ban
too.
schools.
shutting
I think
doctors
I'm
down.
Or she's on medication.
250,000 people died last year from doctor error. Not even malpractice. Just they went into the hospital and they didn't come back out.
What's the correlation?
You don't hear
really
about
don't.
that.
Yeah, Dr. Error
You're so
is
concerned about
terrible.
coronavirus, but
Wake
how
up.
about the shitty
Please,
doctors we have in
wake
Florida
up.
just
This is
killing people?
Yeah.
And what about all the drowning?
Ridiculous.
You're not concerned about getting killed by a doctor or drowning, but you expect
Anyways, I'm
me to
sorry.
wear
I
a
told you I
mask
was
when
gonna
it's
be a
hot.
rant. I haven't
Okay,
ranted on
sorry.
here in a long time, but I just went into a store with a sign that said I had to
You
wear
know,
a
it's
mask.
always pretty
and I
people that
ain't
don't want to wear the
wearing
mask,
one.
and I get it.
I have
You're
asthma
pretty,
anyways,
and now no
by
one
the
can
way,
see
so my
your
blood
pretty
oxygen
face.
level
Yeah,
would
I
drop
get
Oh
it.
god, tat
so
shot.
fast
You've
in
never
5
had to use
minutes,
your
I'd
brain your whole
probably be
life.
on the
Oh, she's
floor.
got-
Just
She got a lightsaber on her arm, dude.
Pretty.
But
She's
I
got trashy
wouldn't wear one
tattoos. She's getting
anyway.
hotter by the second. Because she's kooky crazy.
Garrett gets so turned on. by
I
girls
do.
who-
Garrett's
all
about to find this
cut
girl.
this back to us.
Yeah.
New issue. Garrett gets so turned on
I
by
do.
girls who refuse to wear masks.
Because I know how loony they are.
And it's like the
Oh my
forbidden
God.
fruit.
Yeah.
The girl that he can't get close to because he knows that she is diseased with coronavirus, but for whatever reason, like the siren
Yeah.
song,
Oh my
If they're
dragging
that-
him to the rocks, he can't resist.
If they're that batty when it comes to like the mask and safety, just think how wild they are in bed, man.
Yeah, they might not want to wear a condom either.
Exactly. I just see it. And I see the trashy tattoos and the fucking warrantless rant against
They
know
probably don't
pseudoscience.
You know, don't even have to shower or
Hey man,
You
I
know?
think they're probably a cheap date too. It's like fast food and the
for
drive-in.
sure. Then afterwards, they go through your wallet when you're in the
That's
bathroom.
why you make them clap when you're in the
Oh
bathroom.
my god! This is
If you hear the clapping stop, you know what's up.
This
Oh my
psychotic.
god.
Guys,
This might be the best
Anyways,
episode.
Just a reminder, our guest today is Garrett Hunter, host of the PPS,
Tune
which
in.
you can find on the Mega64 Twitch channel every Wednesday night, 7 p.m.
That's right, baby.
Live. DJ disc jockey, world famous disc jockey. We're not over. I just want to make sure you know.
everyone's
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
check it out. I've been doing all kinds. In quarantine, there's a lot more online presence for DJs, even though Twitch is making it real hard to get that done with their
Yeah.
DCMA.
And, let us know what you think in the comments about our guest today. Was it a good guest? Did you enjoy Garrett's presence? Who should we get next time? I don't know if we'll have a guest next episode,
Yeah.
but the next guest we get.
I like that you rotate them in and out. It keeps the
too.
variety going.
Let me know in the comments if you like this new format of me collecting videos and stuff. Because I did this kind of last minute, but I feel like it's been really fun to like look at
Oh my god.
COVID videos
Face
with you guys.
mask Rant. Did you get
Yeah.
your Trump? Were those all the videos you had? For
That was all of
today?
them.
Okay. We didn't have any headlines, do we?
Oh, we have a ton of headlines.
All right, let's do some headlines here. Garrett, we're going to review some of the big headlines
I'd love
from
it.
this week, mostly COVID related news because this is the quarantine cast.
Yeah.
This has been like in the news recently. I don't know why I said that. COVID may cause long-term erectile dysfunction. So there's that.
Really?
Yeah, apparently.
So if you're planning on catching COVID, get all the sex in now that you can. What is the point of going out and partying in a pandemic if it will ruin your sex life
Yeah.
long term?
Kill your
Long-term.
boners.
By the way, a lot of people hate Johnny.
What?
By the
What are you talking about?
A quick aside.
People love me.
Wrestling fans love him. Pokemon kids love him.
So like perked up. What?
What?
What are you talking about?
Johnny worked so hard on this
No,
show.
legitimately though.
You got haters, Johnny?
Yeah, the comments on this show have been hatred and vitriol
Oh.
I dust them off.
slung at Johnny. And I've had to have a lot of long talks with him about, you can't pay attention to these guys.
Yeah.
They don't bother me none.
Actually, Garrett's here, so this is relevant. We can have a long talk about the whole fuck the fans movement.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into it, but, we all have that point where the fans just insult you and give you so much hate where you just have to stop, caring what they say about you. I think you're at that point now.
Oh yeah, I feel like a superhero. Like
Oh,
I feel like
really?
Superman's like bing, like just
Oh, right.
So let it be known, everybody at home, you tried to break him down, but Johnny actually feels like Superman right now.
Good job,
Stronger
Johnny.
than ever before.
you know that scene in the Superman Returns where the bullet goes into his eye and it like crushes into his eye?
Yeah.
It's me right now.
Dang.
Dude, impenetrable.
So, that being said, leave some positive comments for Johnny.
Yeah.
Tell him that you like the Superman bit. Don't be negative anymore.
Yeah, no negative
Because
comments.
it's just going to bounce off him like bullets.
Yeah.
Like bullets to Superman's eye. All right. That being said, let's do some headlines.
Okay. Let me pick a good one here.
How do you top erectile dysfunction?
I know, right? Oh, this was cracking me up. Companies are considering, making it you have to get vaccinated or you'll get fired. Yeah, that's been in the news recently where a lot of companies are like, it's probably like big box stores like Walmart and Target being
That's
like,
gonna
if
go
you
well.
don't get vaccinated, you're getting fired.
Are they paying for the vaccination?
I'd probably not.
I'm sure they will if, legally, I'm sure
Because
they
like
have to.
some of those big box stores purposefully
I'd be down
don't
with that.
hire full-time employees so they never have to pay people health
Yeah.
insurance.
You know what? We might do that around here.
They just keep a bunch
Actually.
of part-time employees. Hell yeah.
Like as a condition of employment, they were saying is vaccination. So
You know,
I thought that was really interesting.
These private employers, they can do all the crazy shit they want, right?
True.
yeah, I'm sure when like it might get creepy, but there might be like some weird vaccination thing. Like Apple does this thing where I opted into it, but you can put in if you have COVID, and it will tell other iPhones that are
Around
around
you.
you that you have. It won't be like specifically like this person has COVID. It'll be like you were near someone who has COVID. So I'm sure they'll do something similar with the
Yeah.
vaccine, where like we'll have like fucking
A blue check mark if you have the vaccine.
yeah, like people talk about like oh the vaccine's gonna put a chip in you. Nope, it's gonna be Apple. They're gonna
I wonder how that would work because, you have to get vaccines before you can go to school.
yeah.
You have to be vaccinated to go to a public school, but that's
Yep.
a government institution, so they can enforce that. Walmart or whoever is a private employer, so they can't really enforce like, yo, show us your medical records. That might be a little sketchy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Walmart is not required to employ you because you need a job, right? They're like, well, you have to hire me. Like you'd be like, yeah, we don't hire everybody. I wonder what the legality is of disqualifying somebody for employment based on their COVID vaccine status.
I feel like it's the legality will be weird, but in term you're causing, issues, like you're putting people at risk if you're not getting vaccinated. So I feel like they could easily spin it like that way, be like, oh, well, they're putting, our employees at risk by not getting vaccinated, so we cannot hire you.
And the corporations could be in the medical field. So they're like, look, you're exposing yourself and other people. So yeah, to work here, you got to be vaccinated.
Okay. And then next year, hey, there's a really bad flu. Now Walmart is requiring that you get a flu vaccine or a flu shot to work.
Yeah.
Hey, Walmart wants to check to make sure you're all caught up on your hepatitis shots before they put out the next schedule.
Yeah.
Oh, you have cancer. Walmart doesn't want to pay for your health insurance, your employee health insurance. You can't be employed here anymore. You know, like, it is a slippery slope when your employer starts checking your medical records as a qualifier for employment. And that being said, I support them in making all of their employees take a vaccine because I think that's important. I mean, this is one of the gray areas of this weird world we live in. There's not really a clear-cut answer here, in my opinion.
The article I looked at about that was kind of vague, so there's not like any set in stone thing. But I just thought that was interesting that like there are some companies that are considering it.
You know what? Sometimes I'm happy that I'm not in charge of making these tough decisions.
Yeah.
Like I'm not
fuck yeah.
the CEO at Walmart or the governor of California. I just get to sit on this podcast and talk shit on everybody.
Yeah.
I don't actually have to take responsibility for any of these tough choices.
We're letting Johnny look up the facts for us, and we're just talking shit on him. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
We did get a lot of responses. You guys just reminded me. For the past 2 podcasts, we've been talking about how El Paso has been devastated by COVID.
Really? Yeah, you love that.
Yeah, I got an email from someone who is like a nurse in El Paso.
In El Paso.
Yeah, they didn't specify anything else. They were like, they wanted to be like called in, but I figured that was a weird thing to do. But yeah, I've been hearing that it's fucking terrible and scary. Multiple people from Texas have commented and said, yeah, it's really not fun in El Paso right now.
The big thing I hear from nurses is how draining it is to have so many patients die on you.
Yeah.
Because it's almost the standard. If you're in a COVID care unit, it's like you're here to ease people's transition into the next life or whatever. Because you're used to having people die on you, I'm sure, as a healthcare worker. But now it's like, well, I mean, 6 a day are going to die on you, kind of thing.
Yeah, I saw some, like, not to bring it down, but I saw some really sad images of like old people hugging through plastic before one of them dies. Like, that was like ruined my day.
Gotta fuck you up.
I'll bring it down.
PTSD is going to go through the roof.
I may have talked about this. I don't know if I did. I was Facebook friends with somebody who died of COVID. Did I mention this?
No.
They basically live tweeted their death.
Wow.
They had,
sad.
My Facebook friend, who is an older person, one of their friends passed away from COVID. And so they shared, with that person's family's permission, all of the Facebook posts that this person had been making leading up to their death. So it was basically like a month ago, oh my God, just got diagnosed with COVID. This is crazy. Hey guys, this is really rocking me. I have to, all the way, like I'm sleeping with a ventilator. It's tough to walk around. I'm sore all the time. I think I'm getting better. Now I'm going to the hospital. And then the final one was like, at this time, our mother passed away, surrounded by family. We gave her ice cream, her favorite flavor, and made sure she was at ease. It was really sad to see that. Yeah, so I don't know. Like, it's weird to be on this podcast, and we are a comedy crew, and we're doing this podcast in the midst of a pandemic.
Yeah.
But there is a really dark, sad side to everything that's going on. We don't really bring it up on this show. Maybe we should every once in a while, just to stay grounded about how heavy the situation is and everything that's happening. And the reason why, everybody is so upset and so passionate about it is because there is a lot on the line for some people out there. Not everyone, but for some people out there. So, it's just I find it's good to every once in a while just be reminded of the situation and how heavy it is and the gravity of it all. Because even today I found myself just researching COVID stats because it had been a while since I had done that. And I really had lost track of everything going on in the world, which is why I looked up the stay-at-home order and looked up some other facts too. Sorry. I said I was going to bring down the mood in here.
No.
No,
it's
no,
I
good.
told you all I was going to do it.
I'm with you,
and
man,
now I
because
did. But
yeah.
there's a purpose and there's a point to it. What were you going to say?
No, I'm with you on touching on some of those serious things, definitely, and it might bring down the mood, but it's what's here, what's going on. I wanted to ask, you were looking up stats and stuff. Are there places that are free from COVID, like New Zealand and Vietnam? For a while, we got it under control, we're good.
I was focusing on America, and
Sure, we're fucked here,
It looks
but-
like every state in America has hit a full-blown, uncontrolled spread of the pandemic, except for Hawaii.
Yeah.
Okay, there we
Hawaii
go.
is still barely hanging on because they are an island and have had strict.
Input, output,
What would
you
call
got to
it?
quarantine.
Basically, like there's a cool down period to enter and exit the island.
What I've heard is that they're actually enforcing it too. So, like, if you fly in, you're led to your 14-day hotel room.
Yeah,
That-
or there's companies there doing those like rapid result COVID tests
Right.
when you get off the flight, and it's like wait here for an hour.
So depending
you're clear
on,
to go.
yeah, they're real strict with it.
They're real strict, but
that's
other
good.
than that, and they're like yellow tier, which is the tier right before red on the map that I saw. That map is what actually was my wake up call of like, oh shit, I haven't thought about how bad this is in a
Yeah.
while. I kind of lost track of the narrative, just adapting and trying to cope with the holidays and
Yeah.
Christmas shopping and all that shit. It's like, yeah, I kind of forgot what the numbers were. And then I looked it up and I was like, oh yeah, bad as ever.
Yeah, we
Psycho.
showed that map on the show previously, and it was like Vermont or like New Hampshire was like the only one that wasn't fully red, and now
Yeah.
you showed it to me today, and it's like everything's red.
It's
Oh,
full blown.
I saw a thing about Rhode Island, which is like smallest state,
Yeah.
being completely overrun.
Oh yeah.
I saw something that was like South Dakota or North Dakota, one of those states. It was an insane statistic. Like 1 in 800 people who live there have died.
Jeez.
Well, it's one of those less populated states, but still,
But is that
that's
a true
staggering-
stat?
Staggering statistic. And also, you may have heard about how like the past week has been like the deadliest week in American history.
Yeah, I have a headline about that, about the 3K people dying in one day in the U.S.
Yeah, every day.
Every day, yeah, 3,000 people have been dying. Yeah,
But that lady said it's just from the flu.
yeah. And
That lady was said that back in July. I would love to get a follow up with her.
Yeah, I should look into that.
Yeah. She have a recent upload?
I
All
don't
right.
know.
Well, we're gonna have to end this on a happy note.
Yeah.
On a high note, I don't have one, so we're gonna have to improvise one. And I'm gonna put it all on Johnny.
I could show the Kid Rock thing again.
Yeah, I think
go out.
I think that's a good start.
That's good.
You know what's American? Catapulting foreign-made grills through the sky and shooting them down because they stink. If it's not
you have
made in
to
America like the Kid Rock
change the
American
music.
Badass Grill, you don't
If I
want
were
it.
to have
This
a
is for all
foreign-made
you
barbecue, I
hardworking
would have hugged
American
and kissed it and
badasses.
slept
Let's
with it
go,
in my bed.
boys!
This is what we think of made in China. In your face, China.
So
In your face, China.
I just realized his whole message watching it a second time.
yeah.
He's like, this is what we think of stuff that's made in China. It's
Yeah.
like, bitch, I know you got an iPhone in your pocket, you dumb redneck motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, all your
Come
CDs were
on,
pressed
kid.
in China.
Oh my God.
Wake up.
So
Fucking drive a Hyundai.
Foxconn,
Whatever.
bro.
All right. Well, I think that's a good note to end on. Thank you, Johnny. You saved it. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Thank you.
To another episode.
Thank you,
of
Garrett.
Thanks for
Quarantine
having
Guest.
me, guys.
Yes, our guest, Garrett Hunter,
Thank you. I'm happy to be back.
host of the PPS. Check out the PPS, everybody.
yeah.
Do
Check
it.
it out.
Watch it. Everybody watch this show. Watch the PPS.
Yeah, it's on the archive channel, which
Please.
where we are at right
We're
now.
blasting through
while you're
Silent
watching
Hill
this.
right now.
Hell
Almost
yeah.
done.
And thanks for tuning in. Actually, this show is doing a lot more. It's a lot more successful than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Quarantine Cast is doing well.
Yeah,
Good.
we kind of changed up the format here and broke up the crew. Now me and Johnny have taken over hosting capabilities, but a lot of people have stuck with us and are still watching, and that's pretty cool. So thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week with more Quarantine Cast. Stay safe.
And if you guys have any clips, COVID related, email them to me at johnny@mega64.com or any questions. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, and leave a comment down below.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.